that we don't fully understand. I do believe that the brain is a very special physical system. For example, you may be able to use conformal field theories. It is extremely complex. Physically, it's a very unique system. And in a way, it is ideally suited for harboring and making possible some very special physical mechanisms. I don't know if we're going to discover those mechanisms in the next 20 years, because this is a much harder thing to do, and it's also hard to gauge. However, when it comes to progress in understanding the brain and understanding the large-scale structure of the brain, understanding having neurological breakthroughs, I think that we have some extremely important developments in imaging techniques that we're going to benefit from in the next couple of years tremendously. Optogenetics, all kinds of optical techniques, and which are very different, where you can actually see specific neurons firing. You can excite very specific neurons just by using lasers. And the other great breakthroughs, we're really in the middle of it, is large-scale simulations, which are, and we can do that now because of breakthroughs in computation. And large-scale or large-scale data analysis, so that we'll be able to, let's say, simulate. There's already work being done by Koch on simulating certain parts of the mouse cortex, but we'll be able to simulate something like the bee's brain. And once you're able to simulate such a system, you can ask all kinds of questions and get immediate answers, and all kinds of questions we couldn't ask before. So we will learn a tremendous amount, I think, because of these new developments. But this, at least I separate those two questions. And another thing that I would perhaps like to add is another, perhaps one of the most significant developments, at least conceptually in thinking about the brain, is everything that has to do with Bayesian inference generation. And Andy Clark's, for example, last paper, but this is also the work that starts, that starts with Carl Friston and way before Carl Friston, and this whole way of looking at the brain as an inference, as a Bayesian inference generator, and this really gives a very unified way of looking at the whole brain, which seems very powerful. I don't think that it necessarily helps with consciousness, but it definitely helps us to have a better model or better way of thinking about the brain.